Welcome to the Holistic Health Purana channel to learn many health-related issues. You know, health is not just physical health. It should be mental, emotional, and spiritual health. I will be talking about all these topics one by one in my future episodes. In this episode, I will be talking about chakra meditation and Kundalini Awakening. Allow the words in the podcast to permeate into your mind and realize your health is your real wealth. Kindly give your feedback and inform me on what topics you want me to talk in the future. You can ask your doubts in the comments section. So, transitioning right into today's deep dive, imagine finding out that, that chronic anxiety keeping you awake or like a persistent writer's block you just can't shake isn't actually a flaw in your brain chemistry.
Right, which is what we're always taught.
Exactly. Imagine it's actually a literal bottleneck of electricity trapped at the base of your spine. Today, we aren't just talking about like abstract, floating spirituality. We're looking at the ultimate biological blueprint of your body.
Yeah, and it's so vital we reframe how we think about health because, I mean, the current paradigm is incredibly limited. I am absolutely thrilled to be here to unpack this massive topic with you today.
And we are really going to unpack it from every possible angle. So looking at our first slide, slide 1, we are laying out the core mission of today's deep dive. We are exploring chakra meditation and Kundalini Awakening.
Which sounds intense to some people I know.
Yeah, exactly. I want to be incredibly clear right out of the gate. This is not some esoteric puzzle meant only for monks in a Himalayan cave.
Right, definitely not.
We are framing this as a completely practical guide to achieving, ultimate vitality in your very modern everyday life. And to help break down this ancient science into clear insights, I am joined by our resident expert. So I highly recommend you, the listener, get comfortable.
Yeah, maybe grab a notebook.
For sure, because we are about to map out your own internal energy system, and I guarantee it's going to change how you view your body.
You know, what's genuinely fascinating here is that we are standing right at the intersection of millennial-old wisdom and what we're just now understanding about human biology.
Right, because for a long time, the Western world just viewed all this as purely metaphorical.
Exactly. But we are moving way beyond just treating symptoms now. We're diving into the root energetic causes of how we operate in the world. I mean, it's like we are looking at the software that runs the physical hardware of the human body.
The software of the body, I love that. So to understand how this software operates, we have to look at the foundation. Let's move on to slide 2. This is all about the 4 pillars of holistic health, or Purana.
Right, true holistic health.
Yeah. The sources define 4 distinct areas here. First, physical health, which is, having a strong, robust body. Second is mental health, meaning clear, focused thoughts. Third is emotional health, which is having balanced feelings, free from destructive anger and fear.
And finally, spiritual health, which is that harmonious connection to the universe.
Right. So, if we think of this like a 4-legged stool.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, or even like structural engineering. If you have a perfectly healthy body and a sharp mind, but your emotional health is shot. Like, say you are just consumed by chronic anger. That one rotting pillar compromises the entire structure.
Absolutely. The whole edifice of your health is unstable, and it will eventually collapse. An unstable pillar doesn't just stay isolated, right? The stress transfers to the other pillars.
Makes total sense.
And the binding agent for those 4 pillars, the concrete keeping it solid, is a positive mindset. The sources highlight something incredible that modern biology is actually backing up. Every single cell in your body listens to your thoughts.
Okay, wait, I have to stop you there because I hear this phrase a lot. Your cells are listening, but let's get real. Does a skin cell or a liver cell actually have the capacity to listen to my internal monologue?
Well, not in the way you listen to a podcast, no.
Yeah.
But yes, on a biological level, they absolutely respond. Think about it. Your brain is essentially a chemical factory.
Okay, go on.
When you have a negative thought, say deep fear or sudden anger, your brain instantly manufactures chemicals to match it. It floods your system with stress hormones.
Right, the fight or flight response.
Exactly. Your heart rate increases, digestion shuts down, your muscles physically tense up. Every cell is suddenly bathed in an environment of emergency. So in the yoga tradition, we say negative thoughts actively create energetic constrictions. They literally squeeze the flow of prana.
And prana is that vital life force energy, right? The electricity running the system.
Yeah, got it. When you are trapped in chronic negative thinking, you are chronically strangling that flow. But genuine positive thinking removes those blockages.
Oh, wow. So when you remove the blockages, the body's chemistry actually changes.
It does. It moves out of that constant alarm state. Blood vessels dilate, digestion resumes, and prana just flows seamlessly across all four of those pillars we talked about.
That perfectly sets up our next massive concept.
Mm.
Because if prana is flowing freely, we need to know where it's flowing to. Moving over to slide 3, we are decoding the human energy body.
Right, getting into the anatomy of it.
Yeah, so this slide asks 2 foundational questions. What are chakras, and what is Kundalini energy?
Let's start with chakras. The texts describe them basically as whirlpools of prana. They're highly concentrated, spinning centers of energy in our subtle body.
Okay, but it's important to clarify they aren't physical organs, right? Like you can't open up a body on a surgical table and extract a chakra.
Right, exactly. They're energetic intersections.
I want to push back on this a little just because this is where a lot of people check out. If I can't see it on an MRI, how do I know it's there? Are these whirlpools just like metaphors for psychological states?
That is the most common question. And no, they are not just metaphors. While you can't see the chakra itself, you absolutely see where they correspond physically. Wherever ancient yogis mapped a major chakra, modern anatomy maps a massive cluster of nerve endings.
Oh, like a nerve plexus.
Exactly. And usually a major gland of the endocrine system, too. Think of it like a magnetic field. You can't see a magnetic field with the naked eye. But if you put iron filings on paper over a magnet, you see the pattern.
Oh, I like that. So the chakra is the invisible magnetic field, and the physical nervous system is the iron filings reacting to it.
Precisely. The physical body takes shape around the energetic blueprint.
So if we use the word whirlpool, what happens when one gets clogged up with debris? Because a clogged whirlpool gets stagnant really fast.
The energy gets sluggish or completely blocked. And this is crucial for you, the listener, to grasp. When a chakra is blocked, it doesn't just stay as an invisible problem. It manifests physically as illness in the surrounding organs or as mental distress.
So a chronic stomach issue might actually be an alarm bell for a deeper energetic blockage. That is wild. Okay, so that's the chakras. But then we have Kundalini. The slide describes it as this dormant energy resting like a tightly coiled serpent at the base of the spine.
Yes, the serpent power. It's the primal energy that fuels our evolution and creativity. In almost everyone, it's just sleeping there at the base of the spine.
So if I'm understanding the physics here, is it like a massively compressed spring of pure potential energy, just waiting for the right key to release the tension?
That is an incredibly accurate way to visualize it, and deep meditation is that key. When that spring is finally released, it travels violently and beautifully upward through the center of the body.
Wow.
Yeah, it guides a human toward what the text calls supreme consciousness. It's the ultimate upgrade to the human operating system.
The ultimate upgrade. Okay, let's look at the overview of this system on slide 4. This is the 7 chakras, your energetic blueprint. Think of this as the master map for the entire body.
Right, from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head.
And as we look at this map, notice that each chakra has a specific location, a color, a sound vibration called a bija mantra, and a core function.
Yeah, they are highly specialized pieces of technology.
So we have the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. That's the blueprint. So let's zoom in. Diving into the details on slide 5, we are building your physical foundation.
This covers the first 2 energy centers. Let's start at the bottom with the root chakra, or Muladhara.
Right.
It's located at the absolute base of the spine. Its color is red, and its Bisha mantra, the sound used to activate it, is Lam.
Lam, lamb. And the primary function here is safety, survival, and physical health. It's the bedrock.
Exactly. Without a solid foundation, you can't build a skyscraper. When the root is blocked, which is super common today, we experience deep-seated fear and chronic anxiety.
This is so relevant. If you, the listener, are constantly anxious about finances or just walk around with this undefined dread, we usually view that as purely psychological. But you're saying it's a root chakra malfunction.
100%. You
Well,
cannot focus on higher-level creativity if your body fundamentally believes it's in danger. When the root is balanced, it completely eradicates that primal fear and grants you immense courage.
you become a mountain. Okay, moving up slightly, we arrive at the second center. The sacral chakra, or Svadhisthana.
Yeah.
This is located just below the navel. The color is orange, and the mantra is VAM.
VAM. This is the vibrant center of our emotions, raw creativity, and sexuality. It's all about flow and emotional depth.
Here's where I need to challenge the traditional thinking, because this fascinated me. Say someone is dealing with severe writer's block. Biologically, we map creativity to the brain, the prefrontal cortex.
Right, exactly.
So telling a blocked artist that their issue is actually located below their navel sounds totally counterintuitive. What's the connection?
I love that you brought this up. The brain is responsible for the execution of the idea. It formats the novel. But the raw, unrefined drive to create, the emotional engine, that originates in the sacral region.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Biologically, the gut contains the enteric nervous system, literally called the second brain. It produces a massive amount of our serotonin.
Oh, wow. So the brain is the steering wheel, but the gut is the engine.
You nailed it. When you suppress emotions or harbor guilt, you tense the muscles in your abdomen. You dam up that energy. The engine stalls.
That is absolutely wild. Writer's block is a traffic jam below your navel. All right, continuing to ascend, let's look at slide 6, igniting personal power and deep compassion. This brings us to the solar plexus and heart chakras.
Number 3 is the solar plexus or manipura, located around the navel area. Color is yellow. Mantra is RAM, R-A-M. This is the absolute seat of your courage and willpower.
The sources describe it as the internal fire, the furnace that drives us.
It's your personal power center. Think about the last time you were in a difficult conversation and felt intimidated. Where did you feel it physically?
Definitely in my stomach, like a hollow dropping sensation.
Exactly. That isn't just nerves. That is a physiological contraction of the nerve plexus in your abdomen. That is your manipura center draining of energy.
So if you chronically feel powerless, your internal fire is out. But when it's roaring, you have the raw willpower to manifest your dreams.
You become unstoppable.
But, a force of nature without guidance can be destructive. Which brings us to the heart chakra, or anahata. Location is the center of the chest. Color is green. Mantra is YAM, Y-A-M.
The heart chakra is pivotal. It connects the lower 3 chakras, the physical world, to the upper 3 chakras, the spiritual realms.
It's the midpoint, and its primary function is unconditional love, empathy, and forgiveness.
And here's a truly fascinating biological correlation. Ancient texts link this exact space to a highly specific physical gland, the thymus gland.
Right, I was reading this and it blew my mind. The ancient Tamil texts call it the Pilisitin. What does that mean?
It roughly translates to the childlike sage or the innocent energy of a child. Thousands of years ago, they identified this area as the source of innocent love.
And modern biology maps the thymus right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker. The thymus is massive and active when we are children, but as we grow into adults, it literally shrinks and turns into fat tissue.
That biological reality is such a heartbreakingly perfect metaphor. The physical shrinking mirrors the emotional shrinking we all experience as adults. We get hurt, we armor up, we lose that open-hearted innocence.
We literally lose our Pilesitan. Meditating on the heart chakra is a way of energetically keeping that inner child vibrant, refusing to let the harshness of the world harden your core.
I absolutely love that. Okay, moving up to slide 7, the gateway to truth and inner wisdom, the throat and third eye chakras. Number 5 is the throat chakra, Vishuddha. Location is the throat. Color is blue. Mantra is HA.
H-A-M.
This is your center of absolute clarity and authentic expression.
So say I'm at work and I see a bad decision being made, but out of fear, I just stay quiet. Am I creating a Vishuddha blockage?
Without a single doubt. Think about holding back tears or holding back words. You feel a literal lump in your throat. Your throat muscles physically clamp down.
Right. When you habitually swallow your truth, you create a bottleneck. It can manifest as chronic neck pain or thyroid issues. Opening Vishuddha means speaking your truth, but doing it with the compassion from the open heart chakra below it.
Truth without empathy is just cruelty.
That's a great point. And that takes us to number 6, the third eye chakra, or ajna. Location is between the eyebrows. Color is indigo. Mantra is OM.
The inner eye. The portal to intuition and higher wisdom that totally transcends rational thought.
It's that feeling of just knowing something with absolute certainty, right? Without logic.
Exactly. Cosmic pattern recognition. And again, biology perfectly mirrors this. The third eye is biologically linked to the pineal gland, deep in the center of the brain.
The sources refer to it as the physical antenna of the third eye. But how does a gland in a dark skull act as an eye?
It's fascinating. The pineal gland actually contains cells resembling the photoreceptors in our actual eyes. It responds to light and darkness to regulate melatonin.
Oh, like our internal biological clock. Right. But in yogic science, it goes deeper. The pineal gland is believed to contain tiny piezoelectric crystals. Awakening the ajna chakra activates this gland to see higher frequencies of energy beyond physical light.
The biology of enlightenment. Incredible. And from there, we reach the peak on slide 8, the ultimate connection, the crown chakra.
Sahasrara, located at the very top of the head. Its color is a brilliant violet or white. Its mantra is silence, or OM.
The function here is spiritual connection and merging with the divine. The text says individual consciousness dissolves into universal consciousness, which honestly sounds a little intimidating. Do I lose myself into a void?
That is a very natural fear of the logical mind. But it's not about escaping reality or checking out. It's about profoundly expanding your experience.
Yeah.
You don't lose yourself. You realize the boundary between you and the universe is an illusion.
Okay, so it's connection, not erasure.
Exactly. Modern neuroscience actually shows that during deep meditation, the default mode network in the brain, the part responsible for ego, quiets down, leading to this feeling of boundless connection.
Okay, so we've mapped the hardware. We have our 7 energy centers. This brings us to a major shift on slide 9, the serpent power awakening the Kundalini.
Right, the coiled spring we talked about.
Yeah. We are talking about what happens when you release it. The text says it travels up the Sushumna Nadi, which is the central energy channel corresponding to the spinal cord.
Exactly.
It makes me think of a massive central fiber optic cable running up the spine. If the chakras are routers handling local Wi-Fi, then Kundalini is this colossal surge of high-speed data. It illuminates every router until it hits the crown, bringing the whole network online.
I love that analogy. It is a path of immense power. As this raw energy pierces each chakra, it forcefully clears out deep blockages. It is a permanent physical and psychological shift.
But a surge like that has to have massive physical side effects, right? You don't push 1 billion gigabytes of data through a human nervous system and not feel it. So how do you know this is happening? Let's look at slide 10, signs of Kundalini awakening.
You will absolutely feel it. The first sign is intense physical energy sensations. People report an electric current or intense heat flowing up the spine, known as pranothrem.
Heat and electricity. That sounds intense. And the second sign is spontaneous kriyas. What are those?
Kriyas are unintentional body movements. Your body might suddenly experience tremors during meditation, or your head might shake. You might even vocalize strange sounds.
Which honestly sounds terrifying if you don't know what's going on. Someone might think they're having a seizure or a psychological break.
And that is exactly why understanding this science is crucial. It is not a nervous system malfunction. It's the nervous system healing itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Think of a raging river suddenly rushing through a narrow, debris-filled canyon. The water crashes violently, causing massive turbulence. When Kundalini hits a blocked chakra, the friction of clearing out decades of trauma manifests physically as these tremors. The body is literally shaking off the trauma.
That makes total sense. The physical shaking is just the visible turbulence of clearing an invisible blockage. The third sign is a major shift in perception.
Right. As energy moves up, you notice a drastic decrease in attachment to material status. The drive to chase fame or money just falls away. It's replaced by a surge in intuition and empathy.
And the fourth sign, which sounds like the hardest, is emotional purging.
It is the hardest. Because the energy is scouring the chakras clean, whatever was trapped there has to come out. Suppressed grief, hidden anger, they surface rapidly into your conscious mind.
You have to face them to clear them. Which brings up a sobering point. Because this energy is so powerful, we must turn to slide 11 on safety, navigating immense energy safely. You can't just play around with this on a weekend retreat.
Absolutely not. The first point on this slide is the absolute necessity of a guru. Awakening this raw power without guidance is like a toddler trying to wire a high-voltage city grid.
Wow.
Yeah, it can lead to spiritual emergencies, severe anxiety, or overwhelming physical heat.
So you need a master electrician. And the second safety measure is pacing and grounding. You can't force the awakening.
Right. If you force the system, you break the system. You must ground the body constantly, eat heavy root vegetables, walk barefoot in the dirt to discharge excess electrical energy into the earth.
Like a lightning rod. The third tool is pranayama and mudras. The sources share this fascinating biological insight regarding the breath. Please tell the listener about the tortoise.
It's one of the most profound observations of ancient science. A tortoise breathes incredibly slowly, roughly 3 to 4 times a minute, and they live well over 100 years. Humans breathe fast and shallow about 15 times a minute and live about 80 years.
And animals like mice breathe incredibly fast and have very short lives.
Exactly. Ancient yogic science says we aren't given a certain number of years, but a certain number of breaths. By using pranayama to consciously slow the breath, you lower your heart rate and activate the rest and digest mode. Slowing the breath safely contains that fiery flow of prana.
Slow down your breathing, slow down the burn rate of your life. Amazing. Moving to practical steps, let's look at slide 12. Everyday methods to harmonize your chakras. First is sound therapy and frequencies.
Right. Each chakra resonates at a precise frequency. Sound therapy uses specific vibrations, from 396 hertz for the root up to 963 hertz for the crown. These sounds physically resonate with the energy centers to shake loose blockages.
It's exactly like tuning a guitar. If the string is out of tune, you play the tuning fork and the chakra naturally calibrates. The second method is mudras, or energy seals.
Mudras are highly specific hand gestures, like Gyan Mudra, where the thumb and index finger touch. Your fingers are biological energy terminals. Connecting them acts like closing a circuit board. You lock the prana inside and redirect it to heal sluggish chakras.
Biological circuit breakers, I love it. And the final method on slide 12 is introspection.
This is the hard work. You cannot bypass your psychology. You can't just listen to frequencies and hold a mudra if you are actively holding on to bitter resentment. You must deeply unpack and confront your anger and fears.
You can't meditate away a psychological blockage if you refuse to confront your own shadow.
Exactly. The energy only flows as freely as your mind allows.
So after all this profound theory, we invite you, the listener, to experience this directly. Let's move to slide 13, your daily meditation routine. If you're somewhere safe and stationary, we're going to walk you through a guided meditation based on the 4 steps from our sources.
Step 1 is grounding. Find a quiet space. Sit comfortably, spine straight but relaxed. Close your eyes. Bring your focus to your breath.
Right. Breathe in deeply through your nose, feeling your belly expand. And exhale slowly. Let's use that wisdom of the tortoise. Slow down the rhythm.
With every inhale, draw in peace. With every exhale, release the physical tension.
Now we move to step 2, visualization. Bring your awareness down to the base of your spine, your root chakra. Visualize a glowing, deep red lotus flower blooming right there. Feel its heavy energy connecting you firmly to the earth. You are safe.
Now, let your awareness gently rise up below your navel, the sacral chakra. Visualize a radiant orange lotus blooming in the water of your abdomen. Feel the gentle flow of your creative energy. Release any guilt.
Ascending higher to your solar plexus. Picture a blindingly powerful yellow lotus opening up. Feel the intense warmth of your internal fire. This is your core of unshakable willpower.
Gently move your focus up to the center of your chest, the heart chakra. Visualize a radiant emerald green lotus unfolding. Fill this space with unconditional love and deep forgiveness for yourself and for everyone.
Rising to the throat chakra. Visualize an electric blue lotus blooming. Feel the energy of absolute clarity opening your airways and the courage to express your authentic truth.
Bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows, the third eye. Picture a deep indigo lotus blooming. Feel the gateway of your intuition open wide, sensing the quiet wisdom of the universe.
Finally, bring your awareness to the top of your head, the crown chakra. Visualize a breathtaking violet or pure white lotus blooming, opening its petals to the sky above.
Step 3 is mantra chanting. As you hold this visualization, we will internally chant the bija mantras. Feel the vibration of each sound. At the base, silently chant Lam.
At the sacral, Vam.
At the navel, Ram.
At the heart, Yam.
At the throat, Ham.
And at the third eye, Om.
Step 4 is absolute silence. Let the internal sounds fade away. Rest in the total stillness of the crown chakra. Allow the healing energy of the universe to cascade down through all your chakras, washing away debris. Just breathe in the vast silence.
Take one more incredibly slow breath in, and as you exhale, begin to gently bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Notice how your physical body feels lighter.
And notice the calm in your mind.
As you gently open your eyes, let's summarize our journey using the infographic on slide 14, the last but one slide. The path to holistic vitality.
Right, bringing it all together. We've learned that chakras are vital centers of prana, governing our biology. When they flow freely, we achieve true Purana total health. And Kundalini is that dormant serpent energy that, when awakened safely, upgrades our human experience.
We covered the massive benefits: emotional balance, raw creativity, and deep physical healing. We discussed the intense physical signs of awakening, like the surging heat of pranothram, the healing tremors of kriyas, and the necessary emotional purging. And crucially, we emphasized safety.
Yeah, the need for a guide, physical grounding, and tortoise-like breath work to manage the power. But the most important takeaway is that this isn't just abstract theory. It is an actionable lifestyle. It's a commitment to maintaining clear energetic hygiene through introspection and meditation so you can live up to your highest potential.
Finally, we're moving to our last slide. Slide 15, the outro.
I want to leave you with one provocative final thought for today. We have established that every single thought you have either blocks or opens your vital life force energy. Knowing that undeniable fact, how will you consciously choose to think the moment this deep dive ends? When you face brutal traffic or a stressful email from your boss today, how will you protect your inner whirlpools of prana? Will you let them get clogged with anger, or will you breathe, ground yourself, and keep the energy flowing? The choice of your energy, and therefore your health, is entirely in your hands.
Kindly like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and click the bell button also to get notified on my latest episodes. Wishing you all a healthy, wealthy, and long life. Thank you.